From Australia to Africa, USA to Canada, everyone is tuning in to PM 24/7 Live, your online community radio station.
Street side, Reef Entertainment, a Vision Music, Double D. Whoa. No long talking with the he say, she say. Now the bag of tracing. If a girl want something, now she need to touch a button and she find out what me defending. Me not for send no threat, cause them not ready yet to step to a girl like me. Cause everybody know them only have a bag of mouth when them a walk in a 2 entries. Hey, cause them not ready for a girl like me. Why? Cause me bad from Sunday, straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all attack with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. Bad from Sunday, straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all attack with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. Hey, cause them not ready for a girl like me. Oh. Me not in a no Facebook drop board. You have a problem with me, come forward. A long time me cut them off, cause them a stall. So me still can't figure out why me name a call. Me never say no trade, cause them not ready yet to step to a girl like me. Cause everybody know them only have a bag of mouth when them a walk in a 2 entries. Yeah, cause them not ready for a girl like me. Why? Cause me bad from Sunday, straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all attack with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. Bad from Sunday, straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all attack with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. To me. To me. Me not in a no long talking with the he say, she say. Now the bag of tracing. If a girl want something, now she need to touch a button and she find out what me defending. Me not for send no threat, cause them not ready yet to step to a girl like me. Cause everybody know them only have a bag of mouth when them a walk in a 2 entries. Yeah, cause them not ready for a girl like me. Yeah, them not ready for a girl like me.
Online with me, I have somebody I have been watching on Facebook for quite a while. I am a person who likes to look at characters, and in watching this songstress, DJ, I saw 2 sides of her that I was impressed about. She's intellectual, she's an executive, but in the evenings, she can be a man's dream, I tell you, in terms of a bad girl and a diva. And I from watching her on Facebook, I am drawn to her personality, her intellectual persona, her bad girl persona. And I listened to her lyrics, well put together. And as a result, I thought to share Double D's story inside my own experience, PeetahMack experience, because I believe everyone have a story. With that said, let me say welcome, Double D. I have been waiting and longing to talk to you, to hear your story, hear where you're from, how you grew up, and all of that. I mean, it's gonna be interesting, I tell you, my listeners, to hear about this songstress, Double D. I will say no more. Welcome, Double D.
Thank you so much for having me, Peter. Thank you so much. I've been looking forward to talking with you as well, you know.
Usually I tell you, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I want you to tell me as much juice as you can in terms of keeping it legit, but go as deep as you can so that people can know after this interview who you are. I think without even knowing you so much, I think that you're a dynamic, beautiful person who inspire people without even knowing. I think you're inspiring people around you, not only myself, without even knowing. Or maybe you have knowledge of how far your inspiration stretch.
I've had some who are vocal about it.
Mm-hmm.
So my assumption is if there are those who are vocal about it, there are maybe others who are not so vocal about it and they just watch in silence. Because I was actually impressed. There's a girl I went to high school with. She's a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and when she moved from, because sometimes I share parts of my life on Facebook, like because people sometimes assume that my life is a razzle dazzle. So this girl wrote me one day and she said, Deb, you look like you don't have no problems. You're always happy and stuff. And I said, well, you know what? I don't partake in sharing my real personal life on Facebook. I do have issues, but I don't share those with the world because it's not really the world's business on my real personal issues. But I do have problems like everybody else. So every now and again, I'll make reference to my background, how I grew up, how I go to college, how I went to college and all these other things. But this doctor who, when she left Jamaica, she came here and I guess she was struggling to get back in her practice or whatever. She was a doctor in Jamaica and she came here. And apparently she's been watching me as well. And I shared a story about when the economy crashed, going to zero, and never thinking that I would rise again in terms of my day career.
Okay.
And she wrote me and she said, Deb, when I read that story that you wrote, and we've never really spoken. I know we're friends, but we've never really had a chat. And we weren't really one of those really close people in high school, but we were cool.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, when I read your story, it gave me hope. Because I guess she felt that, because most people don't understand, regardless of the big careers you might have in any other country, not just Jamaica, when you transition to the States, you kind of have to start at the bottom.
You better believe it. I know about that personally, I tell you.
Yeah, I have a sister who's a big banker in Jamaica as well, and I told her it's not going to be an easy transition because America, it's almost as if they don't respect experiences outside of America.
And that is true. It is just not our place, and you got to make sure to bore your way in and demand your place. Trust me.
Right. So, I think that's what she was facing. And she said, I was actually I was really impressed. I was really surprised. I was kind of joyed because she's also somebody I respect as well. Because she said since we were in the 7th grade in high school, she wanted to be a doctor and she lived up to that. You know what I'm saying? So I was always impressed with her for staying the course. But I guess when she came here again, the transition into trying to open back her own practice was not as easy. She never really got in depth as to what the problem was, but based on the little excerpts that we had, I figured that was the issue. And she said, Dev, I'm going to be honest with you. When I read your story, it gave me so much hope, and I feel that I can actually do this thing, And so when I see that I'm reaching people of that level, I know I'm touching others below, maybe above, but what I do comes naturally because, I try to motivate people in speaking, in terms of what I do in the daytime. I also do it in music as well. And I try to tell people that whatever your dreams are, always try to pursue them. Don't make nothing or nobody stop you or tell you can't. If you fail on your own merit, not because somebody held you back.
Okay, well, let me stop you right there and give you now an opportunity to introduce yourself, because I have been raving about how I'm impressed with you and all of that. But let me now give you an opportunity to, before I ask you to go back in your past and tell me where you're from and tell me about some of your childhood experiences that might have influenced you to know, because that is what I'm looking forward to hear about who you were then. But introduce yourself. Double D, tell the world who you are.
Well, I was born and raised in Almonton on Wall Street. Wall Street is really an outstanding street in Almonton because it's the only laborite street in the PNP area.
I hear you.
Yeah, so Wall Street has always been an outstanding street. So I wasn't born on Wall Street. I was born on Prince Edward Street, but I grew up on Wall Street, right? Okay. So, I've seen a lot growing up, and growing up, I never thought that I'd be one of those people that would actually make it out of the ghetto.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that outlook. It sort of changed for me a little bit when I went to. I'm a Wilmot girl. My outlook on life kind of changed. I realized when I went to Wilmot because I started seeing things from different perspectives.
Right.
You know, and that was what shaped my mind in terms of wanting more beyond being a little ghetto girl. You know, because until I got that exposure, and I had a lot of friends with money and being in that kind of environment, I realized that there is more beyond. You know.
But let me ask you something. I mean, I am a city boy per se, born in Kingston, 20, UNN Avenue, born right in the house though. Midwife came, those were the days when midwife, you wouldn't have to go to the hospital. The midwives would come and deliver you. So as we would say in Jamaica, there's some neighbor string cut to 55 UNN Avenue. But tell me, there are different experiences and different levels of ghetto living. When you say you were in the ghetto, what made it different than some of the other students that you were going to school with? What was your livity like? What did you have? Zinc fence situation? Talk to me. Bring me back.
Well, all right. You know how sometimes when you're growing up, sometimes you don't even realize that you're poor because that's what you're used to. You know, but I mean, we're not suffering poor. You know, my mom had a restaurant,
right,
and my father used to go back and forth in the States as a farm worker,
right.
So even though we were living in the ghetto, I wouldn't really classify us as dirt poor.
Right.
We may not have luxuries like some people, but I never went to bed hungry. I always had new uniform going back to school, and my mother made sure I look sharp, and you know what I'm saying. So I was never suffering poor. Well, what happened was when I started Wilmot now, and I started going to my rich friends' houses and see how they live differently from me, you know, growing up in 2 rooms and stuff like that. And then I was a member of the swim team. And then I started feeling a little bit of shame of my life, like, oh my God, you know, why my parents couldn't have this and couldn't have that.
So hold on, Debbie, hold on. You said growing up in 2 rooms, so you actually grew up in 1 room?
2, yeah, one of me, my brothers and sisters, and one of my father and mother.
Okay. So you when you go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't really say. Honestly, I don't have the regrets now. But then I used to have regrets, and I used to be like, why couldn't they be different?
Right.
But then I made a pact to myself, and I said, you know what? I can't change how my father and mother was. But I wanted to make sure that when I have children in the future, their lives are not like mine. Their life is going to be so much better. I didn't know how that was going to happen. But I knew it. I knew that I wanted more. And I knew that I didn't want to be a statistic of what I was seeing, like almost as a girl on my block getting pregnant, and for the same black girl from Almonton who was insistent on learning to swim so I can be a member of the swim team, because mostly poor black kids don't swim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when they asked me if I wanted to learn to swim, I gladly said yes. And when that coach, Mr. Jones, used to make fun of me and cuss bad word, because that time you could do that, you know, back in the day, cuss bad word that I'm wasting time, I stayed back and train until I improved my speed and became a part of the swim team. So I think when I used to come home in my women's jersey and being a part of the swim team, it made people in my community proud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that. So I think they used to, I never understood as a child.
But you were always a go-getter, though. I mean, look at that. You always push yourself to do whatever your heart gives you to do. Amazing. I love that, Debbie. I mean, from even seeing where you're coming from and then being exposed by a high school, which for most people, that's where the experience starts, the eye-opener, because usually your parents back home in Jamaica shelter you in your little community. The basic school would be nearby and you would be sheltered. But when you have to go to high school, you have to mingle and mix with students from all over. And this is when you have the eye-opener. And where your location was, you saw already that you wanted to go further. And even seeing the difference, being a black girl, taking on swimming, And you push yourself. I'm impressed. Go ahead. Tell me more. I'm loving it.
So the musical side now.
Mhm.
So I grew up in a yard where there's a shoemaker. He's now deceased, but his son still carries on the work. They used to make shoes back in the day for Shabba, Capleton. He still actually makes Capleton shoes to match those outfits.
You grew up next door to that person. That's what you're saying?
No, my yard. They still make the shoes in my old yard. Yeah,
What you saying?
Yeah, I was there actually because he put out a picture of the shoemaker.
Yes.
He put out a picture with Capleton. I was at a show with Capleton in Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
So I guess, they're so proud to see the little Debbie. So he said, Debbie, so save the picture here with you. But Capleton used to come there. So I like them cutty ranks, the 4 cutty ranks, got them break. They used to come around there, Carl Dawkins. So
Yeah.
I used to be exposed to a lot of musicians growing up in my yard, and I used to hear them sing. I used to get around, watch them smoke weed, smoke the cutchy.
Yeah.
So I've always, and I remember I met Shinehead there, because a lot of musicians used to come through, I guess because of the shoes, because the shoes were normally tailor-made to fit them outfits to go on stage.
Yeah.
Maybe most artists don't nowadays, but Capleton still does that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he still does. Because when I saw him about 2 years ago in Baltimore, him outfits still match him shoes and the same material. So that's why I assume that he still does. And I guess
original.
I was there. I was in Jamaica last week, and I went to see the shoe. I stopped in my old yard, and then he pulled out a picture with me and Capleton here in Baltimore. So he said, "Yeah, man, now watch your man."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where the musical interest came from. Like, I've always liked music, being around, listening to them as a little girl on the side, listening to them because they normally come get around and sing and do stuff. But I never actually got a chance to pursue the music aspect in Jamaica. That I started when I ended up in New York.
Okay.
So that's when the music.
So you didn't do anything on stage, even a little mini stage at school, or nothing at all back home?
Yeah, yes, I did. What happened was, let me retract. So music was always in me, but I was shy.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a friend. She's now a nurse practitioner and owns some companies, I think in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This girl, I used to be a IT person, right? And she used to come down to where I used to work in the free zone. And she used to come down there to bring me some work and stuff so they could back up the company's data. And she said, "Boy, I wish I could work in a place like this."
Mm-hmm.
So when she said to me, I said to and this girl used to look so horrible, tired looking. Don't forget. And I went to my boss and I said, "Can I train this girl?" And he says, "No." And I begged him. So somebody had left. And then he said, "She's all your responsibility." And I said, "Sure, fine." I took her under my wing, got promoted, and then she got my spot backing up the data. So I was now another level of technician. So once we were there, we bonded and stuff, and she always heard me singing. And she said, why don't you enter the competition at Cactus? They keep a singing competition every, I think, Friday at Cactus, or sometime one was a Friday.
Yes.
And I said, "No." I said, "I don't have no money, man. I'm always making excuses, more because I was shy."
Yeah.
And she said, what you say? "I'm going to pay for you to go in," and myself. And so I told myself it was no or never. And so I went to the competition, like a white dress, and Erica Badu's song was out at that time, and I remember I was nervous when I touched the stage, and I hear in the crowd said, "Debbie, you got this. You have this, mom. I know you can do this."
Debbie, I might have laid eyes on you before and don't even know it, because I used to frequent the Friday night. I think that happened on a Friday night by Cactus in Portmore.
Yeah.
And I used to frequent those artists and watch them. Yeah, go ahead.
And so she saw when the song came on, I think it was "On and On and On," that was the song.
Yeah.
So I did. When I started singing the song, I started looking for the booth to come off of the stage and say, "See, that's it for me." You know? I was so shy. I was really shy. I love music, but I was really shy. So I hear the people start kind of making noises, but I thought they were booths.
Yeah.
But they were actually making
cheering you on.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my God, I guess I can really do this," you know. and then DJ said, "Pull up, selector,"
What?
And I'm saying, oh, no, I hear again. So now my confidence was like, what?
Oh, my goodness. You gave it to them.
Yes. Yes. So my confidence now, even my walk, my lean, everything was totally different on stage.
The
So
power of confidence. Go ahead.
Confidence just went up. Now, I said, oh, it actually liked me. You know, because I used to dance before. I was shy to sing.
Okay.
So when they said, yeah, and I start clapping and stuff, I go up. So I won that contest, and that's where the level of confidence started really coming. That I guess I can do this. I guess I can really do this. But it was shortly after I left and come to the States.
Okay.
So
okay.
when I came to the States, I came to Martinsburg in West Virginia where my father lived.
All right.
So, I didn't want to stay there, so I asked my aunt if I could come to New York, and I did. But at this point now, I started searching out musical opportunities.
Okay.
So I used to, Malik Yoba had a club, I don't know if he still owns it, called Soul Cafe.
Okay, yes.
And then there's another club called Club Demerara. Those two clubs used to have talent searches.
Okay.
So I used to frequent them in Manhattan, and then this company saw me, picked me up, and I thought I understood the legal jargon. I read it, and it looked like it's all right, but I was so excited to be signed. So I'm gonna run the sign. So I was signed with them, and then when I found myself with a little money, I went to have a lawyer look at it, the contract, and he said they tied you up in this contract, and they wrote a contract, so it's at their free will to roll over the years if they want to.
Okay.
And plus they own all my music. So all these things wasn't sitting well with me. So I went to them and they told me that it's already signed. And then, but they would still let me go on these other talent shows. So a bigger company from New Jersey saw me and was interested in me. So these original people that locked me down wanted a bag of money for letting me for the contract.
Wow.
So the other guy says, we have to spend money on her to make her image, make her and stuff like that. So we don't have that kind of money to, So at that point, I got frustrated in music, and I just like, what, F it. Yeah. Because I couldn't do anything. I was tied up in a contract, which is at the mercy of the people that, it's not like I said I could wait 6 years and then it would end. So
there was no expiration to the contract? No way out?
No, no. This is how the contract was. This is what the lawyer explained to me. It's at their discretion to roll it over into another 3 years.
No, man, that's a real highway.
I'm just what was.
How did you get out of that? How did you end up get out of that?
I just quit. No, because if I'm not doing anything, there's nothing for them to pursue.
That's right.
So that's why I sometimes that's why I ended up, because there's nothing. I couldn't do anything. They would own anything and any rights to anything that I do. So at that time, I just quit music and go back to school.
But I mean, let me ask you something now. I mean, is there any discourse? Can they, if they see you doing something now, come after you based on this contract?
No, not at all. Because at that time, when the first 6 years ran out, they had the option to roll it over immediately or let me out of it if you're not pleased.
And they didn't.
So that time has passed.
Beautiful.
So that's the reason why. So in 2000, so this was like 2001, around that time frame, So what happened now? Music, because I still went to karaoke. Music was always in me. So
always your passion. Yes.
Yes. So it never left. So I went to karaoke because I had to go sing. I was still writing. I didn't plan on doing anything. And then one day I said, you know what? I have the business side of me. I'm passionate about music. I don't feel like being an artist because too much work now to run up and down. I have a family. I'm just saying what I was thinking. Yeah. So I said, you know what? I still can be connected to music without actually performing. Right. So I said, I'm going to start a label, and I'm going to treat people better than how I was treated.
Right.
So because I do a lot of reading, and I pay a lot of attention to people who say them get robbed and this and that. And sometimes they're not really robbed; they just don't understand the metrics.
Right.
Of music, because you see people say they have how much number one songs, I'm still broke. Well, you afforded money to do things way before.
Right.
So now that the money's coming, you got to pay the bills. So I said I'm going to use my education, my experiences to educate the people that I sign, to let them understand how music works, the financial part, and just because you have a hit or go on the radio and stuff like that, money was spent on you to achieve that hit.
Right.
That money needs to be, regrouped and stuff like that. So that was my initial goal, to spawn the label, sign people, and do that kind of stuff. So in 2014, I had my first artist. I signed my first artist in Jamaica. His name was Chinsu. So I had that song that I'd written during the time when I was being idle, and he heard it on the phone. I went to shoot a video for him and stuff. We're in the studio. And he said, I like that song. He said, I want to write something for it and let you and I do it. I said, no, I'll get you a girl to do that part for you.
Right.
He says, no, she's not going to sound like you.
Right.
So I said, all right, one song, I really wasn't interested, but I did the song with him. I sent it to Dalton Lee, and Dalton Lee loved it and played it and said, I said, y'all go on Double D?
Yeah.
And I said, then he said, no, you need to give me something else. So I went back and I wrote the song. So the first song was called Real Hard. It was me and Chinsu.
Yeah.
Then I went back and I wrote Telephone Bad Girl and Leech.
Yes.
So I remember when I sent Telephone Bad Girl to Roderick, he was saying, asking me what's the name of the girl that's singing it. And I said, it's me. And he was laughing. They're like, no, believe me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Whoa.
So I hear the song start getting played and stuff on Hits 92 between Roderick and Dalton Lee.
Yes.
So I still really wasn't taking this thing as serious as I was from the artist side until 2015 when I dropped Birthday Sex, because my artist had signed to me now, Shawnai, he approached me about me and him doing a collab. So I had the rhythm and I started writing Birthday Sex, and he, back and forth on the phone because he lives in DC.
Yeah.
So we're back and forth on the phone, say, hey, how this part sound? What do you want to put on it? And so we complete the song. So we had we were booked for a show together.
Yeah.
And it was the first time we were seeing each other in person. And so we were freestyling the song in the parking lot because some promoters had asked us to do some drops for a flyer. So we were just playing around. Somebody was taping the freestyle.
Yeah.
And the freestyle for Birthday Sex went viral. We didn't write it yet. But after that point, we decided to get together to actually write the song. So when we wrote the song, we had another show coming up that we were booked for. So we wrote the song now fully, and it's never been released. We performed the song, and we get 3 pull-ups for the song Birthday Sex.
Yeah.
So at that point now, we said, we really have to put this song on wax. Really have to take the song really seriously. So we did. Go into the studio, recorded the song and everything, and I dropped it on the label and put it out there. So the song won Song of the Year for the DMV on A Blazing Radio. People voted in the song and voted it for me and Shawnai as male artist and female artist of the year. It was at that moment, that's when I realized that I really do, have it. So I'm like, all right, what, I'm serious with this thing now. That's when I started really, from the artist perspective.
What year was that, Debbie?
2015, late 2015.
2015.
Yes. So that's when I really started, so now I started truly building my own, because, I built pages for my artists and stuff like that, to put them out there.
Yeah.
So I started building my page, building my fan base, because I realized, and I was actually surprised how my fan base was built up really fast.
I'm telling you.
There were a lot of people who were tuning into me. So it was after Birthday Sex, that's when I really branded myself as a true artist now, and started doing stuff from an artist perspective.
Let me talk about I even in talking to you, we hear the intelligence and just spewing out of you. We listening to your the very way you talk. We know that we're talking to somebody who is experienced, who will do research, who will get to know for herself without even waiting for being told. But with all of this, when you go to the music, you are like somewhat, if I'm to compare like a lady saw, you're like a bad girl. Correct me if I'm wrong now, but when I look as a person looking on at Double D, I said to my engineer before I called you that I'm going to be interviewing a songstress from Maryland. He said, what's your name? A Jamaican engineer. I said, I'm Double D. If your breast them must big, man. I want to see her. So,
always.
The double D is a puller. It's going for double D. A man is going to stop and look and say, "What is happening?" So the interest is peaked, and you pull and you look and you see a gorgeous, beautiful Jamaican seamstress. I'm sure that you are told, gorgeous indeed, sexy, everything that comes together to make you ready on stage to do what you need to do. I know you buffet yourself because I'm watching on Facebook. I know you exercise to keep sharp, but without knowing that you are what we consider the juicy fruit. God made them in many ways and form. And do not rub us. Keep the juicy fruit firm, because nobody likes a soft mango. But don't try to lose all the juiciness, because you are the juicy fruit when it comes to fruits of fruits. But I want to get into the style. The style is, to me, is sexual, birthday sex.
Yes.
Is that going to be your style? Because talking to some guys from Studio One days when I was getting ready to talk about Studio One and give respect to Studio one of the biggest labels from out of Jamaica, Mr. Dodds, respect due.
Yes.
I was talking to some guys, some DJs from back in the time, or whatever, just trying to get a feel of the time, because I came on this earth 69, Studio One first recordings, though they started in 94, came out in 63, 3 years before I came on the earth. I was told from I came out, though I love the music, but in a different sense, in the sense that I'm doing now. To get back to you and to your style, Lady Saw, hold on, let me say this. Lady Saw success is because she kept on course as being a sexual DJ. She didn't try to take on the consciousness and go all over the place and what have you. She stuck to when Lady Saw come. We know what is going to happen now. What is going to be your style? Is it going to be the sexual? Talk to me.
Well, all right. I think one of the things that's intriguing for me, from what I see with the kind of fan base I have, is I DJ, I sing, and I rap, right?
Yes.
So I kind of pull fans from different places.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be. I'm good at delivering sexual lyrics as dancehall. I accept it. I own it. I'm not running from it. Right.
Right.
And I know not everybody will agree with it, but I'm not here to please everybody. I'm doing what makes me happy, and
quite right.
Please some people along the way. That's what I'm doing. So
quite right.
I don't believe I don't get my rebukes from people. So for me, I don't want to be boxed in to say I'm a slack artist, because in truth and in fact, my favorite kind of songs, believe it or not, are I love gun tunes.
Gun tune?
Yes, believe it or not, gun tunes. I live with my ears prick up when I hear no matter who's singing. I'm gonna love a good bad man show.
Oh my goodness, great! Another angle of DDee that maybe we didn't know, unless we were close to you. Go ahead.
I'm a collector, and I'm an avid shooter myself. So I can relate to guns very well in all different ways. So so people wouldn't think that when they look at me, or wouldn't assume. They would assume right away that I'm more sexual and I like a gun too, but I really like guns.
I know that you, by watching you on Facebook, I know that you are not afraid, and I know that you are packing. I myself is all for that amendment, and always shooting. When I'm in Jamaica, I have my special place that I go in Clarendon. And we get together and we shoot here. I am passionate about that. Let me not talk about that, but I'm surprised that this sexual diva now is a gun girl. Talk to me.
If I had to actually ask, if you ask me what's my preference, that would be my preference. However, I own what comes with dancehall, and a part of dancehall is sex.
Yeah.
And so I know I can deliver that, and I can deliver those lyrics. So it's a problem.
Right.
But at the same time, I remember one time I spoke with Tony Rebel, And I was trying to get on to Rebel Salute. So he says, "You're a dancehall artist, man." You know. And yes, in truth and in fact, I am dancehall, but I am not just dancehall. I consider myself an artist more than just a dancehall artist. So that's when I went back and wrote that song, Cry. And I said, I'm going to write 2 more conscious songs so people know that I can be booked for any event.
Okay.
So even though my underline is dancehall, you can book me for a day show. You can book me for a show with kids, because I do have lyrics that are appealing to any crowd.
Right. So you want to be a rounded artist, but depending on what you need from Debbie at the time, she can deliver. I hear you.
And a matter of fact, a promoter just talked to me the other day, and she said, you know, I like your style. I would love to book you for a show, but you know, my show is where more big people go on. I said, look, I'm not just a dancer, and I said, you know what? I have to do more to put my branding out there more, to let people know that I sing positive songs. It's not all me, but I do have positive lyrics.
But do you have them out there though? Let's talk about that. What do you have out as a CD out there? How many CDs do you? How many? Top 5?
I have a song called Cry, and I have another one. I perform it, but it's not recorded yet. I'm going to record it, and I'm going to. So I need to have at least 3 of them in my arsenal.
Right.
But I have one out there called Cry, just Cry.
Right.
So you know, so again, whilst my underline is dancehall, so if I know I'm at a late night dancehall concert, you can chat on the stage and you can say whatever, because that's the environment. Can I put you
on the spot? Can you sing a few lines out of Cry for me right now? I'll keep quiet.
Yeah, not a problem.
Go ahead.
Cry, let it all out, don't even try. Well, let back in, let your hands to the sky and cry. Let it all out, don't even try. Just drop to your knees, ask the Father why. Some people bang a gold spoon and now them mouth, some of we have to grow and do it those. Mama said, keep your head up, keep your meds up, don't lose fears. Cause one day it might go flight again. Cause every person feeling burden at the heaviest. Failure, depression, and so much stress. Although you try hard, there's no solution. Seems like it's hopeless, no resolution. Yes, that's just right.
My word, I love it. You need to do not just a 3 in the arsenal. You need to do a total cultural CD with just, a girl coming from, and I'm serious though, not to hide it in, and this is just my suggestion, as an old boy coming from the 87s with music, not to hide it in other songs crowding it in one CD, but to work on it as a project where it tells your story. From the ghetto, the swimming, the challenge with the first label after being here and being enthusiastic again, and being shut down and have to wait, get back into, which was all planned though by the great I Am, because you had to get back into the executive world, and while there you did your research, which all came together to make you who you are now, and I think you need to do that as a project by itself to introduce from start to finish in your songs. Not hidden among some other slack songs, but just as a project. When I pick that up, I see the other side of Debbie. And then I put that aside now, and I want to see the double D now. You understand? But this is just a suggestion. As a man who did marketing and is passionate about marketing, and looking at you and how you have introduced yourself, and I know that within my heart that your story would have been dynamic. This is what I would do in terms of the conscious side, because I hear you crying, crying out that I want them to see not just a slack side, but to know that I don't play with the gun and to know that I have a heart. I love it. I love it, David. You are a total warrior, a total empress, a real woman who will defend herself, who will educate herself, who will downright do the thing herself, if needs be, and not wait around to sign up to no one else and get the thing done, because that's the thing with the American dream. You have the opportunity to do the thing yourself. I am so proud about what I'm hearing. Double D.
You know, one thing
Go ahead.
that in most interviews, I find that they'll ask me, you know, how do I compare to other female artists and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I become an artist in the unconventional sense. Mm-hmm. I never set out to be an artist. When I was doing the label and all that stuff, I never set out to be an artist then. Mm-hmm. And I don't, because I own my own label. You know, I had to do about a year of research to figure out how to run the label and what I need to do and get set up. The label is also registered in Jamaica, mm-hmm. as well as here in Maryland. Yeah. So I had to take care of the business aspect of the label and stuff like that. And because I can put out music whenever I want, I'm not at anybody's mercy. Right. And so I'm not in a position for anybody to abuse me. Beautiful. And all these other things. So I've heard stories, you know, from other people what happened to other female artists. So it's not, of course, maybe if I was in Jamaica pursuing the career, I would have gone to the same channel because I wouldn't have the money. You know, but because I have a job, I have the income to set up my business and, you know, I take some money from it.
Let me tell you something. You started taking it seriously 2 years ago, and you mm-hmm. don't understand the impact. I hope from this interview you will even continue to push further, because let me tell you, as is, the Double D is powerful. I told you why. I mean, I'm glad that this is my station, so I can be me, and that's why I do this. I realize if I get on other stations, which I will eventually, I'm working on things, but I have to do me in media. I have to do me, and I have the talent to do everything by myself. I'm a studio engineer. I can do my own videos. I can do everything. I need no one else. It's just that there's so much to do, and there is just this little time. But I need to do me, and where you are concerned, in terms of, and I kind of lost my thought talking about me just now, and I want to get back to it. In terms of you moving forward, Debbie, and I'm going to say this is my thought, and I hope it gets me back to my thought. In terms of you moving forward, what are the things that you're working on now different? No, in terms of, do you have a stage show coming up now? Do you have some promotions coming up now?
Well, I actually had 2 shows this month that was canceled. I had a show in New York was for next week with Capleton and Anthony B, but the promoter had canceled. I don't know what the matrix was. And I had a show at the end of May in Canada that was canceled, but it's rescheduled for August.
Okay, so you're hitting the stage now while working on your album, which is, what is the plan for the album? Just one album mixed in, as you said before.
Well, I'm also a producer as well, so I just dropped a production in February. It's on a rhythm called the VIP. There's 7 of us on the rhythm. Mm-hmm. When I went to Jamaica, I'm still trying to negotiate to get 2 major artists on it, because everybody on the rhythm is pretty new into the industry or unknown. But that's what I kind of want to do. I want to help unknown to become known, because I realize that it's a struggle that nobody wants to give.
So it's not just about building you, you're kind of building a camp too.
No, I'm actually I'm trying to build that's why I love the show Empire. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to build a music empire. Okay. And I'm trying to be the top female producer. Being an artist.
Go ahead.
Being an artist is only a fraction of what I do, and it has a shelf life. Being an artist has a shelf life. I am
going to give a prediction. This brings back what I wanted to say to you. That after starting 2 years, you have made an impression where even other DJs got to watch you if you push a little harder. Double D is a powerful brand, I'm telling you. It's a powerful brand and it's there. I mean, you just need to keep blowing that bubble and let it get bigger and bigger. My prediction is that you are going to be, although you have other artists and you're building your empire, you are going to be that girl that I like to see act. Why is her name evading me? My pretty eyes. Talk to me. You say you love Empire. The wife.
Oh,
I don't watch it, but I love
Cookie?
that girl. Cookie. Yeah.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Actually, I see myself in Cookie, and that's what I love. People might wonder why I love Empire so much. I love the music and the business.
Yeah. But you are going to be that backbone, whether or not you realize it, because you were born for it. You came on the stage seriously 2 years ago, though doing your thing before, and you are making an impression that the other damn female DJs got to watch. If you take this thing seriously, which you have decided to do, you are going to be getting bigger and bigger. Because your brand already is powerful. I'm telling you, Double D. I love it. I'm looking forward to you. We talking again further on, and you saying, Peter, look at where I am now. What your dream will come through. Talk to me.
And Double D is actually, people always wonder where the name came from. It's actually my initials for my name. My name is Debbie Duran. So
I know that.
Yeah. But for some reason, I think I chose the right name because I had no idea the impact, because even the other day when I was on CDM Sunrise in the morning setting, I try, because I know of the setting that I'm in, I try to avoid anything with any sexual connotations to it or anything like that. So one of the ladies said to me, so tell us what Double D means. Like, she was actually talking about it before we went live, right? And she said, we can't see your nipple, like the thing I was wearing. I was like, oh my God. When we went live, she said, hold it. When we went live, now I talk about it. You know? So when we went live now, she said, tell us what Double D means. I said, it's actually my initial, but people think it means other things. And then one of them said, tell me what the other things mean. So I point to my boobs.
But that is the beautiful coincidence, you know, because as I tried to tell you earlier in the interview, that is the puller. I said it to my engineer and said, I want to see her. You understand? And in fact, you're not just a Double D without a Double D. You're a Double D who is blessed with a Double D. You got to use God gave the initial as a proof that you're this thing, and then He gave you the tools to take it on. Take it on. Use what your blessing. Go ahead.
And I just run with it. Like, so I said, okay. So I find that the name does, because it's always kind of like my interview openers, and stuff like that. So I realized that, you know what? I chose the perfect name.
Beautiful.
You know, it was just said, all right, you know, my initials is DD. I just said, was it a DD or double D? But I wasn't even thinking about boobs, but people think that, and that helps me.
So it's after the fact you realize that, this is perfect. It's a confirmation that the big I am, the great I am, because I believe in a greater power, not boxed in the way church and religion box this power in. You know, that all of those are man-made, and I have a different heart to talk about that. I've been brought up in church. But, you know, I believe in a greater power, and I believe that this greater power, you weren't thinking about your boobs when you were picking the name, honestly. But as it moved along, you realized how perfect everything was blending together. And in my mind, it's a confirmation.
Seriously, I wasn't even thinking about that. But when I started getting interviews and stuff, and people come at that, I'm like, hey, and I tell people all the time, ask me whatever. I know how, I'm in HR. I know how to deflect questions, how to deal with questions.
Right.
So, because I tell people, you can't be an artist and tell people that this is off limits or that is off limits. You know, because if you're in the public eye, people don't ask you things about what they see happening in your life. And you can't tell them, say, we don't want to talk about that. Because one of the shows that I was doing in Jamaica, they're like, you know, we don't want to ask you. Because they had like a little bit of questions to ask me. I said, listen, when I go on an interview, especially one that's on a national stage, that's my opportunity to let people get to know me. Ask me a whole heap of questions.
Right.
Because I want to talk.
I mean, you are an easy person to interview. I mean, because I mean, I have my 3-phase plan, but I mean, experience teach me about that. If I have a talk, I just let her talk because you have moved me through your life, and that's what I want to hear. People are understanding you more. Can I ask you? I want to backtrack. I don't rush my interviews, and I remember I wanted to ask you something about this gun thing. Why the passion about gun? What happened? How did you fall in love with the gun and the fact that you can protect yourself? Talk to me about that. A woman who loves. Go ahead.
In the song that the video I just did a premiere for, called Chestful of Shotty. Really a lot of truth in the song. It's not a song I made up. My mom used to run the restaurant in Almontown. They used to rob my mother every minute. I can remember the first robbery, I was working part-time and she was up waiting for me. And, them rob her and, smack my brother upside his head with the gun and, and then my mom pushed the door and run in the house and almost got shot because she leaned on the door. My stepfather had to pull her to the floor and then bust a shot to the door. I still went back and looked at that hole in the wall in the door and kind of patched it up a little bit.
Right.
And, so I always felt vengeful in a sense. Like, and then I remember one day I went to Devon House, right? I went to Devon House and I was in a line buying ice cream. And so this rich lady was in the line getting some ice cream. And so the lady, that server now, was really nasty to the woman. And she said, hey, look here, I'm going to come go on. I said, the lady I was serving was talking to the lady I was buying. I said, hey, I'm going to come go on. You have your money, you're better than me. But the lady wasn't really doing anything. I forgot what because I was listening to the conversation.
Yes.
And she said, Mama, throw the ice cream in your face. And I remember the lady took out her little girl with her bag. And she said, I dare you. She said, I dare you.
That's right. That's right.
She said, I dare you. And I like that empowerment
that
I saw.
That's right.
I was never in a position to own a gun then, but I like that sense that where people can just run up in your face and want to beat you up. And, especially sometimes girls only get to believe that because, cuss. Because of over bad word and stuff, they feel like you're soft, and that's why I always used to push a lot of girls growing up. Because even though I was from Almontown, I wasn't of Almontown, so because whenever I used to cuss and carry on, they always took it that I couldn't fight, and I'm a fighter. So I used to beat up for them for that very same reason.
So you used to beat up the girls in school?
Not in school. Like in my community.
Yeah, you used to fight.
Not in school. I wouldn't mind if fight to get expelled.
Yeah. So in the community, you fight the girls, them literal fight.
Yeah, man. My mom was bad, and we used to follow my mother and.
Bad girl, Debbie. Oh, what you said to me? So Debbie was a stepper. What? So you like to be empowered, and you were, because you saw the gun around you in the ghetto in negative ways and positive ways, you decided that you're going to empower yourself, huh?
Right, but so nobody can step to me in that, because I was going to be a cop, and something I was happening and I changed my mind. I always wanted, I hate feeling that sense of weakness.
I know what you feel.
I'm feeling that I've been at somebody's mercy. So living in New York for years, New York is not very gun friendly, so I couldn't get guns in New York like that.
Right,
so
right.
When
you got to come to the south, man. And the south, you wear it on your side all around.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So when I moved back to West Virginia, where my father was.
Yeah.
I remember there's a church that goes around and try to facilitate, try to convince you to come. So we decided to go to the church, and the first day of the church, they asked us if we wanted to go shooting.
Right.
We looked like two heads at church.
Yeah.
We went and everybody was shooting, and they let us a gun and stuff like that. So I started working for the state of West Virginia, and I remember every woman in my office had either a pistol, a pistol or a shotgun, and they asked me how the hell do I not have a gun?
Yep.
It's just like, it's just
it's
like
the West.
A woman in the
That's right.
You don't have a gun? Like, they looked at me like I was really retarded.
It's crazy. It's the West. It's a mentality that has been born in their mentality over the years. It's a part of the freedom here, the one that I love, and who wish that they would give more lenience to in certain sense. But it's interesting to know that you are a woman who is not afraid to be around a gun and who will defend herself. A real cookie for real. I love it. What else? Go ahead.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I said I like cookies. because I see her in me. She ain't afraid to defend, and you know, and as a woman in this kind of business, it can't be a walkover. You have to make boy know, say, I want to you.
Yeah.
You know, yo, what you talking about?
Just talking to you, you're inspiring me to go into a segment I want to call the Quickie Question segment. Let me go. I'm not even going to give you a choice about it too. What is your favorite Jamaican meal?
My favorite Jamaican what?
Meal. Food.
Meal? Oh, stew peas. Like, when I go home, stew peas with pigtails.
Stew peas? Oh, my goodness.
With pigtail. And
we have something similar. You can give me that any time of day. Wake me up any time of morning and serve me stew peas. That's the food I love the most. That we have something similar there. Very good. Yes, ma'am. Very good, sir. Yeah, what about the ackee and saltfish? You're not fussy about ackee and saltfish, the national dish?
No, I eat that too, but it's not my first preference. I love it too. But I'm just telling you where I head to when I go down. I have to have the stew peas. I have to have the curry goat and the real ranking goat and with the white rice and the ackee and saltfish too. Yeah, but I'm just telling you because I make my list when I'm going home.
Yeah, looking forward, eh?
Yes, I'm gonna forget nothing.
Oh my goodness!
But also too, I wanted to go back to something that you said that I didn't touch on.
Go ahead.
Another reason why I Lady Saw was is still, even though she's not performing like that anymore, she was my favorite. She's somebody because what I liked her intelligence wrapped with the raunchiness. Because I used to listen to her interviews.
That's another similarity right there, because to be honest with you, there's a lot of female DJs, and while doing the studio one research and talking to the guys from back in the days who live here in Georgia, I said to them that the DJ that impressed me the most as a female DJ is Lady Saw. And it's just her presentation. It overshadows the others who are there, even to this date. The newcomers, in my mind as a journalist, a broadcaster, in some sense, kind of get too harsh. You got to know how to strike a balance between being still a sexy, subtle woman and not going over and being so hard you sound like a man now, and I think you strike that balance perfectly with your juicy, sexy self. But Lady Saw had her way to just know. I mean, the lyrics was so raw, but at the same time, it's so borderline. It's just so right, but it's raw enough.
And if you hear her on an interview, you wouldn't even think that, like, let's say never hear her DJ.
Marianne is a different princess, man.
Exactly.
Trust me, different
princess. For me, because I'm attracted to intelligence as well, so when I hear her talk, like, I'm not going to lie to you, I was always intrigued. Any woman could have find a little money to go watch her in a concert. I always did.
Yeah.
Be careful when I'm talking because I remember I just on a radio station I was just saying she's my favorite, and I walk out and back at that I was in the parking lot. I said, come let's take a picture. She's saying, "How come you're your favorite artist?"
but you see what happened because Maka again too. Maka would not understand that Maka have her place, and I mean you bring up that name and there's something about Maka Diamond too, that I like, But respect is due to Lady Saw.
Exactly, who's my favorite now in terms of singer now and receiver. So because people, all right, when I sing, sometimes people tell me I sound like Tanya. So people tell me sometimes I look like Lady Saw. I do like a lot of too.
Yeah.
So like there are different times when I say I look like so. But I'm not. The funniest thing, I'm not trying to be like anybody.
All right.
I'm not trying to take anybody's style. I'm trying to develop my own. But I see it as a compliment. So you never hear me like, "Oh, I'm gonna sound like nobody." No, because everybody takes something from somebody. You see what I'm saying?
To me, all right. To me, if I'm to throw my 2 cents in it, where Tanya is concerned, I the first time I saw Tanya was at a club in Papine. I'm trying to remember the name. I think it was a Gold Club or something like that, where the TVs were in the floor. A very impressive club. you were walking on television and looking down in the floor. The dance floor, TVs would be under the floor. Very impressive. Traveling to clubs in the USA, I've never seen it, but I think in Miami. But I think it was a Gold Club. It was in Papine Mall, that big mall. And I saw this slender girl, Tanya Tevel. She was slender at the time. A kind of soul, kind of bad girl hairstyle. And she performing with that unique voice that she is blessed with. I don't see her as a DJ, but something I call or coin a songstress, a songbird.
No, they call it SingJ. It's like she's a SingJ.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When I do my SingJ thing, because I DJ I sing,
right.
I DJ.
Right, right.
I sound like her. I get it all the time.
Even talking to you, you have that kind of raspiness in your voice that Tanya possesses, just by talking. So you would eventually sound like her when you sing, and then you have that kind of way that you stop on the same kind of style, but in a unique double D way. Go ahead.
So for me, I don't, because I hear people like compare people to people and they get upset. No, if they're comparing me to greatness, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I see these two female artists as people that I look up to. I like their music, and to me, they're two intelligent artists. Because I listen to how they formulate their lyrics. Where they lyrics about something, there's a storyline behind what she's saying. Tanya Stevens is a good writer because I'm also a writer. So I listen to what they are writing about. And some, I'm not gonna lie, there's people in the industry are like, oh my God, they them have a name, but them what
they're wasting the opportunity. The opportunity given to them is being wasted. But this is how it's going to be, You're going to have people blessed with the opportunity, and some is going to use it in a positive way and make a lasting impression that will never go away, such as Mr. Bob Marley, respect due, who has influenced the world, and maybe a few aliens outside have his pictures on their spaceship somewhere there. Mr. Bob Marley, very influential, I'm telling you. So, I mean, and I'm saying this to say that when you're given, for my people listening, this opportunity to be a prophet in your own sense, a SingJ or DJ, but the opportunity where the world is listening to you, big money industry, use it in a positive way that will leave a lasting effect. It's going to only be good for you. If you do stupidness, as we say in Jamaica with it, you're just going to fade away because you didn't do anything that warrants staying around. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, when given the opportunity, look deep within yourself and see who you are, and allow that to pour out to those who are listening. And you possibly might make an impression that will last forever and ever.
Actually, I feel within myself, I feel good for being an artist in the business 2 years now. I mean, like on a serious level, and the impact, and so I was like, but I work very hard at it. It's nothing fell in my lap. I work very hard. After I come off my day job, I'm always promoting. I'm always marketing. I'm always reaching out to people. It's something I knew no one when I came in this business. And my network has gotten so big because I network.
Street side, Reef Entertainment.
To people, I get enough doors slam in my face, but a slam door doesn't mean that I give up.
Right.
I will come back next week, come back again.
Right. Let me tell you, Double D, you have made a very big impression, and I can you. What the beautiful thing is, I was saying to some older guys at a function I was at last night, big man thing, big people thing, is that when you reach a certain age in life, right, and I think I want to safely say, when you're in the 40s, when you're still fit enough to play soccer and take on, you're still strong. You're not 50 and you're not slow, like we're talking for myself. But I have lived a long enough life to have knowledge. So I talk from experience that happens over and over. So I don't have to doubt what I'm saying, because over the years, I told you I went to Arden High School. I fell in love with radio the very first time. We used to have pocket radios back then. Because I started Arden 81. So born 69, and I mean, fell in love the very first time I heard a DJ and a newscast and broadcasting and the old, trying to look, where is this man in the radio? You know, and television was I'm fascinated, so that's why I went and I studied electronics, and I was fascinated with it. And the older I got, I love the whole thing. And after Arden started studio engineering from '87, and just Winston Redgard, my teacher, and we went into radio and into the whole field of journalism and watching. I can't talk about this the days before me. That's why I have to go to the source and hear what happened. But in my time, I can talk about artists that I have watched quietly as an intellectual myself too, who believe in research and not being a fool to nothing at all, you know. And I can say to you with confidence that if you already is blessed sexually, when you put on that bright lipstick outfit that you do and you take those pictures, but you have an outfit that with the black, some cotton, boat leather looking, and the lipstick, and it a go on, me I tell you. You need to use this. Because you are not only, you have a sex appeal that a woman don't understand sometimes. You need to use this and continue to deliver those intellectual lyrics that you do deliver. And I'm telling you, Double D, you're going to blow up. I'm going to see you collecting awards, and take a deep breath and go for the long run, because you have what it takes to win. Is that right?
Thank you.
And that's just my opinion. We have been talking for what? For 1 hour and 3 minutes. And I want to give you the opportunity, though in between you have been saying it, but I want to give you this opportunity too. I have people listening all over. I tell the truth, I don't know why. There must be a connection between our spirits, but I really appreciate the fact that in France, in Belgium, when I check the statistics, people listening all over the Caribbean, Africa. You have this opportunity, Double D, Songstress, SingJ, Icon in some sense, where I'm sure there are some little nerds somewhere who clip some of those sexy pictures that you have and look at it, and I'll say no more, but you're an icon in other sense. But you have this opportunity to say something from your heart to maybe a little ghetto girl like yourself listening right now in the ghetto of Brazil. Somebody who needs hope, I give you the opportunity. Go ahead.
The main thing I tell people, and even when I do go back home on my block, I find people who, especially girls, who are going to rumors, because their parents see something in me, so they'll always say, "Come meet Debbie, man. She, I guess it's a boy and girl, and you're in school, she's going, So I see right away they're looking at me as giving inspiration to them, hope. But what I always tell them that, all right, just because I leave Jamaica and I came to the States doesn't mean that I would not have been successful had I been there, because the drive came from within me.
Right.
I wanted something, so I know if I still never left Jamaica, I would have found a way to make my success there in Jamaica. So the main thing is that you have to believe in yourself.
Right.
If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you, and that's what I learned.
Right.
Then let them. When you say, one time this guy said to me when RAV4 came out first, and I first saw one in Jamaica, I said I want to buy one of those. And I'll never forget. This guy laughed at me. I said, "You can't own RAV4." And sometimes every time I'm going to buy a car, I want to buy one, even though I don't know where this guy is or whatever. I wanted to buy one just because this man told me I would never own one.
Right.
So for the general principle. So what I'm saying is, I always tell people, listen, if you have a dream and if you have goals, stay the course. Consistency is what put me to where I'm at. I'm very consistent. When I set my mind for something, I do it. I stay the course, and I shut up the noise around me. I always tell myself, if I fail, it's not because I didn't try.
Right.
Because we're not going to always achieve every goal that we set out to do, but at least we know that, we tried. Even if I never make it in music, I still would be a happy person, because I knew that
you did what you wanted to do.
Exactly, and I lived my dream. I did get to perform in a couple of shows. I did get to interview on radios. I did get to be on TV. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I still lived my dream. I'm just trying to make my dream be the thing that I'm doing.
Right.
I'm trying to not work in the daytime, but in the meantime, I'm just saying I believed in me even when, because when I just started music, I see some people used to make a couple of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I going through a crisis? Or, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So understand that I've been doing music a long time, but they never really saw that side of me.
Well, I'm glad you said that. You got to be the one who takes it serious because the onlookers just don't understand your heart. Go ahead.
Until they start seeing you making those moves. And then another thing, too, what I realize is that for me, what makes me different with a lot of people is I'm not defined by positions. I'm not defined by titles. And people, I remember when I just started, people say, oh, you're an HR director and you do that?
Mm-hmm.
People in my staff, people even ask me, why do and they'll show me some clip that they find somewhere or something that they recorded or something like that. And I feel good that I can be one of those people that come out and give hope that see the matter is not you're going and how badly you want it. You know what I'm saying? You stay the course. You continuously work. But sometimes, when God see you making moves, He'll provide ways for you.
That's true. That's true. Just keep pressing. I love it. Talk to me. Yep.
Yeah, because sometimes you might like, Lord God, I don't even know how I'll get that. All right, I went to college on two sides. I went to Fordham in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know where I get the $1 from, but I know I was going there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know I was going there. I used to drive past and dream of going there. Everybody told me I'm not gonna get in Fordham. I'm not gonna get in. People like us. People tell me people like us don't go. But people don't understand. The more you tell me I can't do something, that's the motivation I use to prove otherwise that it can be done.
Right.
I've worked, and people tell me that most of the people, because I'm one of the youngest HR directors around.
Right.
They tell me, you have to be a certain age and you have to be up there. And no, I've broken so many barriers in so many places in my life.
Right.
Several barriers I can list that I've broken. Typical stereotype of what this is supposed to be and what this is supposed to be. There is no more for anything. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good fit, you go and make it yours.
Right.
And if you want it badly enough, you continue working. No matter how room or fall room, you stay the course. If you fall out, you get back up, brush off you need them, and go again and continue. So I did a lot of that in getting to where I'm getting. I mean, I don't really need music to be successful. I'm successful in my day job. But I'm passionate about music, and music is what I prefer. But at the same time, I have to eat, I have bills to pay it. And when music starts paying those bills, then I can switch. But I'm just telling you, I don't need music to be a successful person. I still carve my little niche.
That's right.
Hard and hard in my 9 to 5.
Successful as an executive and otherwise, but want to follow your passion and have done so by sticking to the course. And hence you can say to people listening now that, hey, listen, if you stick to the course, look at me, look at where I'm at. And I'm telling you some bigger things to come. Go ahead, David.
I know, and the main thing for me is I hear when people, because I used to, my first college used to invite me over to talk to incoming seniors and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they used to say to me, Mr. Ryan, you don't understand. I said, tell me one thing I don't understand. I was born and raised in the ghetto. I never come from money. They try to give me every scenario, and I can tell them, okay, that's no excuse. My parents, that's no excuse. You see something like there's nothing. If you want something badly enough, and no matter
there's no excuse. Yeah.
Excuse. The mother or father, they're on crack or whatever. If you want it, and the good thing, especially if you're in America, the resources are here for you to be anything. Because I was thinking of becoming a doctor before when I went to college, but I realized that I don't like the smell of blood and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's whatever I know, and they'll show me some clip that they find somewhere or something that they recorded or something like that, and I feel good that I can be one of those people that come out and give hope that see the matter is not you're going and how badly you want it. You know what I'm saying? You stay the course. You continuously work. But sometimes, when God see you making moves, He'll provide ways for you.
That's true. That's true. Just keep pressing. I love it. Talk to me. Yep.
Yeah, because sometimes you might like, Lord God, I don't even know how I'll get that. All right, I went to college on two sides. I went to Fordham in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I I didn't even know where I get the $1 from, but I know I was going there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I know I was going there. I used to drive past and dream of going there. Everybody told me I'm not going to get things for them. I'm not going to get things. You know, people like us, people tell me, people like us don't go. But people don't understand, the more you tell me I can't do something, that's the motivation I use to prove otherwise that it can be done.
Right.
People tell me that most of the people, because I'm one of the youngest HR directors around.
Right.
They tell me, ooh, you have to be a certain age, you have to be up there and there. No, I've broken so many barriers in so many places in my life.
Right.
Several barriers I can list that I've broken, you know, typical stereotype of what this is supposed to be and what this is supposed to be. There is no more for anything. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good fit, you go and make it yours.
Right.
And you want it badly enough, you continue working. No matter how room of falling when you stay the course. If you fall off, you get back up, brush off your need them, and go again and continue. So I did a lot of that in getting to where I'm getting. I mean, I don't really need music to be successful. I'm successful in my day job. But I'm passionate about music, and music is what I prefer. But at the same time, I have to eat, I have bills to pay it. And when music starts paying those bills, then I can switch. But I'm just telling you, I don't need music to be a successful person. I still carve my little niche.
That's right.
Hard and tough in my 9 to 5.
Successful as an executive and otherwise, but want to follow your passion and have done so by sticking to the course. And hence you can say to people listening now that, hey, listen, if you stick to the course, look at me, look at where I'm at. And I'm telling you some bigger things to come. Go ahead, DDee.
I know, and the main thing for me is I hear when people, because my first college used to invite me over to talk to incoming seniors and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they used to say to me, Mr. Ryan, you don't understand. I said, tell me one thing I don't understand. I was born and raised in the ghetto. I never come from money. You know, like, they try to give me every scenario and I can tell them, okay, that's no excuse. My parents, that's no excuse. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, if you want something badly enough, and I'm not saying
there's no excuse, yeah.
Excuse. The mother or father, they're on crack or whatever. If you want, and the good thing, especially if you're in America, the resources are here for you to be anything. Because I was thinking of becoming a doctor before when I went to college, but I realized that I don't like the smell of blood and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's whatever I wanted to be, I could have become it.
That's right. That's right. And that is so true.
I have the grit, you know what I'm saying? I have the drive and everything. Because I realized, you know what, that's not for me.
Right.
I switched from IT to HR.
Right.
You know, but what I'm saying, the main thing, and I never come easy. And these are things that sometimes are all right. Mm-hmm. You know, I get points where I'm frustrated. I get points, but the point is I get up and I keep moving. Even when that day comes when I'm like, oh, Jesus, you know, why am I going through all of this? Or why is this happening to me? Whatever. I don't continue licking the wound. I lick the wound for a day, and the next day I get up and I'm ready to go at it again. I don't know, the word giving up is not in my vocabulary.
I love it.
I never can't, it's not in my vocabulary. Even if I'm in interviews and people say, do you do this? I'm like, you know, I touched it briefly, but I know, you know, I can read up on it and figure it out or whatever, but I don't use the word I can't. I don't know how to even say that word. So that same formula I carry with me everywhere I go. You know, not just their work, in everything that I do. I tell people, stop saying you can't. Stop finding reasons why you can't. Find reasons why you should.
Real talk, Debbie. I'm telling you, no excuse. I mean, and when you can talk from a position of experience, then, you know, that, you are not guessing what you're saying, but you have kept the course, and as a result of that, I mean, you can give this advice. I mean, talk to me. Is there anything more?
Yeah, so basically for me, you know, I tell people, just hang in there, even though sometimes it may seem like it's hopeless. It's a part of life. It's testing you for bigger things to come. You know, I can attest to all of those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I put some stories, sometimes I'll just put a little story on Facebook about things that happened to me, so people can see that, oh, all that you see now didn't just arrive like that. You understand? I went through struggles. I went through separations. I went through very low points in my life. But the one thing I never did was give up.
Double D, I want you know, there's so much to you. I want to wrap it up, but there's something that I'm tempted to ask. It's like going back in the interview again, but share with me. We have gone 1 hour and 13 minutes. Let's try to take it to 1 hour and 15 minutes. Why not? It's my thing. Share with me, Debbie, the most discouraging moment of your entire life that you can remember. If your heart gives you to share, if it's going to bring back too much pain.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I can tell you, I've written it before. When in the economy, I was in New York, doing very, very well, in 2007. And then, when the economy crashed, I just bought a nice Mercedes. Life is good. Everything is fine. And then the economy crashed. But at the time, nobody knew that was what was happening. Yeah. Nobody knew that was the thing that was happening at that time. So when I lost my job, my dad said, come and live with me. You know, because I really wanted to get out of New York at that point too.
Right.
So I said, okay. So when I got there, and, you know, I never had a problem getting a job. You know, I think I might get 3-4 offers and I could take it and stuff like that.
Right.
So when I was applying, I can't get a job. I went to my credit, you know, going down the drain, and I'm like, oh my God. You know, it felt like the world was ending. Because I just applied before I lost my job, I just applied for a mortgage, and they said I could only get $290,000. In New York, that's nothing. So that's one of the reasons why I said, you know what, because I could get a big mansion for that outside of New York.
Right.
So, you know, here I am now, living in my father's basement. I can't get a job. And I'm like, God, I've done everything right. I've done everything, you know. It's not like I'm sitting on my butt. You see me here looking for a job every day. There's so much rejection. So at that point, I felt suicidal.
Yeah.
And because when my kids were little, and when we go in the store, they would be like, Mommy, let me get a job. You know, like that. So they're coming back.
Yeah.
And when you know, I pride myself on my credit, and when I had to pick between buying groceries and my unemployment, or paying a credit card bill, or anything, something I had to choose between bills. And so it depressed me. I felt like a failure. And no matter, I couldn't see through, and I lost my faith. That was the first time in my life I lost my faith. So I remember I called my mom and I said, Mom, I don't think I can go on. I said, I'm going to hang myself, and she freaked out.
Whoa.
I said, I can't do this. I said, Mom, I can't do this. I can't get a job to take care of my kids. What can I, Mom? You know, I was very hard. And let me tell you what, I stopped praying because I said, Daddy's not even hearing me. I guess you know, I lost my faith totally. And what happened was, out of the clear blue sky, I think it was a couple of days after I made that phone call to my mother, this company called me. I didn't even apply. They found my resume online. And they called me, and God just took me. I just did a 360. I was back in a good HR job in Virginia. I mean, I wasn't living as much as New York, but for that area, that's a lot of money. And, you know, back in a nice office, and I never forget, I said, God, I will never doubt you. Ever.
Never. Let me say this to you. Go ahead. I want to say something to you. You have inspired me again to say this just by listening to that experience. But finish up, and then I'll say what I have to say.
I said I will never doubt you again. I said, even if I find myself going in for shelter, I know that you will come to, and there's a reason why I'm going into. There's a reason why I'm going for that shelter. So just the same way you could take me out of this situation. So guess what? By this time, the economy is getting worse. I was in this job for 3 months. When the boss called 20 of us, the last 20 people, and let us go. And guess what? When I'm going home, and I like the money and stuff. When I'm going home, I said, God, I have faith in you. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take care of it.
Right.
And that was the first time President Obama had extended unemployment. That was the very first time. Because I had no more because the unemployment had run out.
Right.
So, and guess what? I moved to Maryland eventually because I got a job over here. I moved to Maryland, and I'm doing way better than I was when I was in New York.
But what it is though, and let me say what I have to in my spirit is, as I said earlier in the interview, the great I am, the power that let the sun and the earth and whatever coincide, and we have night and day, is bigger than any religion, every religion. And this is PeetahMack's opinion, and I might be prosecuted for saying this, but I studied religion and theology, and this is my opinion, coming from a Christian background, that there is no religion that a man give a name to that is totally right. All religions and all these isms and schisms, the great I am is bigger than all of that. And he was looking down, and he whatever this I am is, that power that makes and rules, does things in the power of its own time. And you were getting frustrated along the way, but the time just wasn't right. And sometimes we get frustrated when we see a certain door closed. But if we turn around, there's a window that is open. There's another way out. But we are fixed on the way we want to go. But the great I am who gave you the double D in both ways, also had a plan and have a plan for you. And this is no church saying thing or nothing that you have to join in a religion and drop in the offering. No. The great I am exists regardless of our isms and schisms and religions that we have down here. The great I, just as the rain fall and everybody, as Bob Marley sing, the rich, the poor, what have you, that's the power and how the great I am works, regardless of our isms and schisms. I like something I saw in the Bible when I studied theology. When you think you're at your most righteous state, you're still like a filthy rag. So the focus is not to try to be righteous because we are all sinners. That's how they taught it, which is so true. The focus is to love and exist with each other, to coincide, just like how neighbor works together in harmony. We as intelligent beings should coincide, and what our driving force should be love. Double D, there is a calling upon you, and you are fulfilling your calling. And then because you are a warrior, a real empress, and now I've gotten to know you some more, I realize that I was not wrong. You're a real empress. You are going to take the bull by the horn, and I'm telling you, girl, some great things are going to happen. Exciting times for you. Keep your head up. Do what you need to do. Which I don't have to tell you that because you have been doing that from ever since. I'm just excited to know that I got a chance to be able to share a part of your story. I promise you one thing though, I want to come back in the future and talk about another aspect. We focus on your musical career, but there must have been challenges in terms of reaching where you are as an executive, and I'm sure that there are ladies listening who have other challenges, and there's a different side to you that I want to talk about at another setting. But go ahead.
Another time we can talk about it.
I want to. There are so many questions now that I'm in touch with a warrior. I want to ask you about love, relationship, executive life. Also, somebody who's willing to talk. So I will be knocking at your door, but I'm going to let you and set you free. And really tell you from the bottom of my heart that I do appreciate this sit down, this talk that we have, just to introduce you some more to my listeners. Double D, a sexy, hot, delicious, talented, educated SingJ who is Macadamon. Watch yourself. Trouble now, who tells you to say that? Anyway, but I'm telling you, you're going to hold your own, and remember I told you so. You are going, if you can stay that course, you're going to be surprised how far it takes you. Double D, I appreciate you.
All right, have a great day. Bless up.
All right, Double D, thanks for being a part of this experience. Truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Street side,
Double D,
Reef Entertainment, a Vision Music,
Double D.
Me no in a no long talking with the he say, she say, now the bag of tracing. If a girl want something, now she need to touch a button and she find out
What made it bending?
me not for send no threat, cause them not ready yet to step to a girl like me. Cause everybody know them only have a bag of mouth when them a walk in a 2 entries. Hey,
Cause them not ready for a girl like me.
why? Cause me bad from Sunday straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all that talk with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. Bad from Sunday straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all that talk with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. Hey, cause them not ready for a girl like me. Oh, me not in a no Facebook drop. Would you have a problem with me? Come forward. A long time me cut them off, cause them a stall. So mistake can't figure out why me name a call. Me never say no trade, cause them not ready yet to step to a girl like me. Cause everybody know them only have a bag of mouth when them a walk in a 2 entries.
Yeah, cause them not ready for a girl like me.
Why? Cause me bad from Sunday straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all that talk with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. Bad from Sunday straight back to Saturday. Busting on me head is a whole heap of strategy. Somebody need to all that talk with them catty day. Make them know a suicide if them step to me. To me. To me. Me no in a no long talking with the he say, she say, now the bag of tracing. If a girl want something, now she need to touch a button and she find out
What made it bending?
me not for send no threat, cause them not ready yet to step to a girl like me. Cause everybody know them only have a bag of mouth when them a walk in a 2 entries.
Yeah,
DJ
them not ready for a
PeetahMack.
girl like me.
Yeah, them not ready for a girl like me. Them not ready for a girl like me.
Your DJ PeetahMack is on PM 24/7 Live. Be sure to log on and be a part of the madness.
Ayo, SingJ, dancehall gone viral. This is Double D, the one and only me, the Vision Music. Raise your lighters up, put your fingers up. Raise your lighters up, cause you don't give up. Raise your lighters up, cause you don't give up. Me have a chest full of shotty and me don't paranoid. Think I ask me friend win some. Don't be fooled by the smile on my face. Just know say me have a piece locked in place. Just go and pray and go and perpetrate. With a smile me will turn you when I never play me. There's a girl me a try long talking. I'm a clock to the walking. I'm a bad bitch and you should know that. You don't know that? Then take notes then. Pay attention, class in session, you could learn something from the streets that I rise, coming from nothing. Better to have it and I need it than to need it and I have it. I ain't getting caught out there like a cold or a bad habit. A bad habit. I love my Glock, I'm a 9, goddamn it. Me have a chest full of shotty, I'm in down paranoid.
DJ PeetahMack.
Don't be fooled by the swipe on my face. Just know say me have a piece locked in place. Just go and pray and go and perpetrate. With a smile me will turn you when I never play meals. Me is a girl with a giant long talking.
DJ
Niggas ran up on me before I kicked my door and bashed my mom's in it while I stood there crying, helpless, unable to do nothing. Times have changed, now I'm able to do something. This time I'm controlling my own destiny. Ain't standing still, let no nigga get the best of me. Willing to die for the things things I believe in my life and my family, so fuck how you feel. Me have a chest full of shotty and me down Maranon. Think I ask me friend with some. Don't be fooled by the swipe of me face. Just know say me have a piece locked in place. Cause one free and one perpetrate. With a smile me with on you with a devil play mate. Me is a girl, me not jail and talking.
DJ PeetahMack.
Yo, some people be just talking. They don't even know your story. They don't even share your glory. And you just be talking this and talking that. Yo, no, for shut up sometime, you hear me? Me have a chase till I shut it. Sure. Yo, that's why me have a chase till I shut it. And me down my road. Think alliance me friend with some. Don't be fooled by this vibe on my face. Just know that me have a piece locked in place.
I'ma let you feel like it's your birthday, baby. No one does it like you.
The mad we are.
Lick up on the ice, everything is nice. Me, I go walk you like it's your birthday. Oh, Lord. Sit down on the chair, hands in the ear. Me, I go wine for you something in the worst way. Oh, 10 pound of stuff me I bring come give you. No ramp with something cause you don't know I feel you. Grab me here, put me down on the chair. You know say me love it anywhere. Make me say, oh, na na na. It's the sound that I make when you playing my strings. Oh, na na na. It's the sweetness I feel when you're in on my thing. Oh, na 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 na. Baby, ooh, Chanel.
The first time me I remember when you open your door for me enter. God knows say me woulda turn a baller. Me feel like me loving at your center. And me earth strong, everything govern. Beat up your body but don't act stubborn. Flat by your belly while to a way a wall. And you never know say me coulda done for me so long.
You make me say, oh, na na na.
DJ PeetahMack.
Like when you playing my strings. Oh, na na na. The sweetness I feel when you're in on my thing. Oh, na 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 na. Baby, ooh, turn off the phone. I won't be alone. But when you love me like it's my birthday.
DJ PeetahMack.
Hold on, my foot in a chest, so you're not fi guess. But when you deal with the something in the worst way, ooh, 10 pound of stuff me I bring come give you. No ramp with the something cause you don't know I feel you. Grab me here, put me down on the chair. You know I say me love it anywhere. Make me say, oh, na na na. It's the sound that I make when you playing my strings. Oh, na na na. It's the sweetness I feel when you're in on my thing. Oh, na 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 na. Baby, ooh.
DJ PeetahMack is on PM 24/7 Live. Be sure to log on and be a part of the madness.